What's going on, guys? It's your boy DeAndre, Mr. Patron, and I'm here for another video. So this video is gonna be a little bit different from the videos I've been making in the past, which is very like promoty and very like, I don't know, I just like doing that stuff, right? What I want to talk about in this video is facing the darkness within ourselves, okay? So that's kind of a deep topic, but I just got out the shower and that's like my time to think. In this video, what I want to talk about is my story. No, let me explain what it is. I feel sometimes we run from the things that we know are our biggest fears. And each one of us, each person here has an individual fear. It might be, or something that, it could be, anything, right? For me, I'll explain what my fear was. But the concept of is we all know we run from a fear that's within ourselves. I want to call it like our shadow selves, like our deeper selves. And sometimes we run from these fears. But I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, but behind your fears are your biggest opportunities, right? That's the time for growth. That's the time to pull out yourself, right? To challenge yourself and pull that inner gut out of yourself. Like when like people are playing sports, right? Like when LeBron's playing sports and he needs to I don't even watch basketball, right? But let's just say football. Like it's like that last quarter, that last minute, and you need to pull that deepness out of you in order to win, right? So that's kind of like what happens when we face our fears. I'm probably like babbling, but this is the stuff that we face our fears, the stuff that we need to face our fears. And my story about this is, guys, I've been going through it, right? So on the gram, I show like goodness and stuff like that, which it is because I want to deliver for you guys. But sometimes behind the scenes, we have challenges in our personal lives. Our business is only a reflection of our personal life. If things are going on in your personal life, it's going to reflect in your business, right? So what I'm talking about is running from the darkness. This time in Medellin has been not only an eye-opener for me, but also very tough because it made me look inside myself. When I was back in the States, I was in Miami. I mean, everybody around me spoke English, right? I could connect with people. It was just like it was a different scene. But being here with myself, I've been able to really reflect. And when you get to travel, that's what I was talking about. I don't know. I talked about this earlier in a different video. When you travel, it really changes the way you think because everybody has a thought pattern. Humans are very habitual, and you build a habit. You probably eat the same thing, at the same restaurants, drive the same route to work, talk to the same people. You start building a habit. But when you travel, it kind of disrupts that habit, especially if you travel for an extended period of time, like I've been traveling for the last few months. It begins changing the way, and it disrupts the way in which you think and the way you build your habits. And so yeah, when you travel, especially when you travel solo, when you break out those habits, you're able to really think. You get to form new thoughts and new thought patterns, right? And you think about yourself. That's the biggest thing that I've been going through is like think about myself. What do I want? What are my desires? What are all these kind of things that have been going on in my life when it comes to my business, right? I've been really reflecting. It's been a tough time. But what I want to talk about is facing the fear because during this time of travel, I've had to face something that was deep inside of me, right? And I call it our shadow selves. Everybody has a shadow self. That shadow self is like everybody's running from one thing that's inside of them, right? Or like there's maybe not running, but maybe like there's a fear that sits inside of your heart. And sometimes when you get poked in that area or something like that, it inflames you and you get fearful and you run away. Right? Some people, it could be so many different ways in business. People afraid of money, people making sales, right? Like there's that internal fear. But when you get past that bigger fear, your opportunity lies on the other side. So in my scenario, I've been facing loneliness, guys. That's been the biggest challenge because I grew up in a house where there was 8 of us living in the house. I had my grandparents, my aunt, her kid. My house was full growing up, and then even when I was in Miami. I always had people. I was connecting with people because I'm a connector. I need to talk to people. I need to network. I need to meet people. Like I met so many people in that year in Miami. I'm going back to Miami soon, so shout out to all you Miami people. But I was able to connect and really grow. And getting here to Medellin, I felt like this internal loneliness because I didn't have my family, like this whole surrounded household, and I didn't have all the friends to connect with when I was back in Miami. Here, I'm in Colombia, so everybody speaks Spanish. My Spanish isn't that good. It's okay, but not enough to connect with somebody and not enough to connect with people. So one of the things that I noticed here that I've been running away from is just this loneliness. When I would get home to my apartment, I have an apartment by myself here, and I'd feel like this loneliness, and I'd feel it every time I walk into the house, like, dang, there's nobody here. Like I usually I live with a friend, or hey, can Leo come over, homie, and like go do something. Right? I had those external distractions, but here I had to sit with myself. I had to sit with my thoughts and be like, okay, why do I like this is not cool. I don't really like this feeling. I walk into a house and I don't really connect with anybody. And that's why I was running away from that feeling for a month, right? It's just like feeling it. I remember I'd get home and I started thinking after the last couple of days, how do I attack that? How do I attack this feeling of loneliness? Like what do I need to do? Do I need to replace it? But I want to attack it, and I want to run into that fear, right? Yours might be different. Everybody has a different kind of internal fear. Mine has been loneliness. And I would pray, and I prayed to God this morning. I was like, hey, like, not hey, but I prayed to God. I was like, I need to feel that. I need to fill that void. I need to attack it, and I need to know the source of that, because that's not a source from God. That's a source from a humanness, right? So I prayed, and He revealed it that I have a desire to connect with people, right? That's why I make videos like this on my couch. That's why I don't care like how long I've been doing entrepreneurship. Is because I have a desire to connect with people. And if I'm not connecting with people, these are the realization I had, by the way. If I'm not connecting with people, I don't feel like myself. That's why, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I haven't put up an Instagram video post in almost a month, right? But putting videos out is like my desire to put out videos like this, connect with people on Instagram, and just put out content. And also, when I'm back in the States, I'm able to connect with somebody, meet them at a networking event, learn about them, change their life. They changed my life. It's just that inner desire. And because I've been here in Medellin for almost 2 months now, I haven't been able to feel that, because I'm not connecting because I don't speak Spanish that way. I don't have my friends and those external things I was telling you about. And I got through it, guys. And that's what I want to talk about, is my personal story when it comes to getting through this fear and running from our shadow self. Right, that's what I want to call it. Is I had a breakthrough where before I felt like the loneliness that I was feeling was holding me down. But instead of running from it or going out to party, like I was partying and drinking and meeting women, I was trying to distract myself from that inner loneliness. I would go talk to girls. I would have a different girl over every other night. I would go out and drink. And like on a Monday, I was just running from that. But when I sat and I faced that fear that I was feeling, like, why do I feel loneliness? Or for you, remember, it could be a different fear, whatever it be. But why do I feel that? And when I attacked it and I ran into it, and I didn't run from it. I didn't try to distract myself with something else. I attacked it, and with the prayer, I was able to find out that, yeah, I want to connect with people, right? So hopefully this video, hopefully this makes sense, right? I'm trying to like speak, because I'm very spiritual. I'm trying to like speak from my heart, but try to like articulate it into words. That hopefully this video inspires you to face those darknesses that are within, right? Maybe I'll like go deeper to this in another day, but face those darknesses that go within. It could be loneliness. It could be depression. It could be self-hate. It could be envy. It could be jealousy. It could be so many different negative feelings. And then sometimes we want to get touched at, like a fresh wound. You get touched and it burns and we run away. But hopefully this video and sharing my story was able to connect with you guys, to share that when you do attack that pain, whatever pain that is, and you attack it and you get through it, that you're able to reflect and change and become into a new human, right? And new thought patterns, right? Begin to change. Because now that I know where my inner darkness came from, I know what to do to fix it and how to not only improve my life, but improve the lives of other people. So when we face our fears, we can really become better. Hopefully this video made sense, right? And hopefully you guys got a lot of value from this. More videos coming soon. Thanks, guys.